A lot of people ask, how do I know for sure that God forgave me? Because sometimes you say sorry, but you still feel guilty. You still remember what you did, and you wonder if maybe God is still disappointed. But here's the truth, and it's simple. God forgives because of who He is, not because of how you feel. When you come to Him honestly and say, God, I messed up. Please forgive me. He does. Not because you earned it, but because He promised He would. And God never breaks His word. That's where forgiveness begins, trusting His promise, even when your emotions haven't caught up yet. Then something inside starts to shift. You stop trying to make excuses. You stop wanting to hide. You start feeling sorry, not just because you got caught, but because you love Him and want Him to be close again. That change in your heart, that desire to walk in truth, is proof that His Spirit is already working in you. And then peace begins to grow. Maybe not all at once, maybe not even every day, but slowly, the heavy shame starts to lift. You still remember what happened, but it doesn't control you anymore. You begin to want God again. You start to pray, even if your voice shakes. You open His word again, even if it's just one verse. That's not guilt talking. That's God calling you home. When God forgives you, He doesn't just erase your mistake. He restores your identity. You stop seeing yourself as the failure. You start seeing yourself as His child, not condemned, not dirty, clean, loved, whole. You don't have to cry a certain amount or prove you've changed before He accepts you. Forgiveness isn't earned, it's received. But don't confuse forgiveness with permission. God's mercy isn't a license to keep living the same way. If you ask Him to forgive you, but never turn, never try, never let Him change you, you're not walking in repentance. You're just repeating words. Forgiveness is the open door, but repentance is the step through it. If your heart truly wants God, even when you stumble, He sees that. But if your heart is just using His grace to keep sinning, you're rejecting the very healing that forgiveness was meant to bring. God already knew what you did, and He still chose to love you. He still calls you back. But He loves you too much to leave you the same. So how do you know if you've been forgiven? Because you've turned back to Him sincerely. You stopped hiding. You feel peace growing even if it's small. You see yourself as His again, not lost, but restored. That's it. That's forgiveness at work. Because God doesn't hold grudges. He holds His promises. And when He said, I will forgive, He meant it. Forgiveness isn't a feeling, it's a fact. If you've turned back to God with a sincere heart, you are forgiven. Not someday, not maybe, now. Because God said so, and His word is final.